It was as if suffering itself were chasing her. The rest of her family was already at the plaza, getting ready for market. She spotted her brother Raphael's truck parked against their stall as she arrived. Like everything else, it was coated in dust. Even her brother looked like a spirit. "Did I miss the train?" she asked him. He handed down a basket of dusty tomatoes and glanced at the empty tracks through the haze. "Why do you care?" he replied. "Are you going to moon over Marco like the other girls?" He waved pompously over his head like the conductor. Sonia pinched his leg. "You're jealous." She squinted to see the farthest point of the tracks and frowned. "It's strange, that's all. Marco never forgets to blow the whistle."
"And who needs that racket?" Sonia Ocampo said, interrupting them.
Sonia and Raphael exchanged knowing glances as their father joined them at work. Nearly deaf from a lifetime of blasting through silver mines, Felice hated having the cottony peace inside his ears shattered, especially by the train that lured young men to the cities.
"Accursed engine of evil," is what he called it.
Sonia had long decided that it was pointless to argue with him. Raphael was a different story.
"We do," he grumbled. "It's progress." "What did he say?"
Felice put his ear close to Sonia. "Nothing, puppy." She shot Raphael a warning look. But Raphael raised his voice so his father could hear every syllable.
"I said it's progress. The future is out there at the end of the tracks, puppy. Here we're turning to useless dust. See?"
He blew a puff of grit from his fender. Felice glared.
Yes, the future," he huffed. "What kind of future is it when boys leave their own families for places unknown? It's a disgrace."
He jutted his chin at Lopez, the milkman, who was hanging cheeses by himself.
"Tell me, what father should be left with his hands in his pockets and lonely for his own son?"
Raphael rolled his eyes in plain sight. It would be another quarrel that would change exactly nothing.
"Wipe the sleep from those insolent eyes," Felice snapped. "And watch your mother's buñuelos. The woman spent an hour frying them."
Sonia rescued the tray of her mother's pastries from Raphael's boots as their father stormed off. 2 had already been flattened. A stroke of good luck in her view. She handed Raphael one and took a bite of the other. It was their favorite breakfast. "Here," she told him. "This might be a sweeter start to the day." Raphael tore off a piece.
"He's wrong."
"He's puppy," she replied before a yawn overtook her.
"Oh, sorry."
Raphael studied her tired face as he chewed.
"So, how's old Guacho?" he asked finally. "You were gone all night again."
Sonia shrugged, wiping jelly from her lips. "The same." Guacho had mined his whole life like their father. Now his coughs rattled in his chest, and he barely opened his milky eyes. Sonia didn't like to share any of that. Why burden Raphael with dreary reports of dying miners? It would make them both feel strangely old and hopeless. It was better to see her brother laugh, to careen down the mountainside on his bike handlebars or hop river rocks when the water wasn't rushing too hard. "Tell me something," she said, changing the subject. "I notice you look awfully tired yourself. Were you out late again? Doing something I should know about?" Raphael grinned as he considered his favorite topic.
"A little of this and a little of that."
"Oh," Sonia licked her fingers of the last morsels. "A little of that. What's her name? Or have you lost track again?"
"Don't worry, hermanita." He wiggled his eyebrows. "I have my ways of remembering my girlfriends."
Now it was Sonia who rolled her eyes. Louse. His last fling, a girl named Dora, had cried over him for a week. Raphael gave her a quick kiss on the cheek and brushed the dust from her eyelashes. He was a rascal, but a charming one.
"Why don't you go home and get some sleep before Mommy and Papi find something for you to do?" he told her. "I'll unload the rest."
She shook her head. "Thanks, but no. I think I'll wait for the engine of evil." Raphael flashed a conspiring grin as he slipped the tray of buñuelos on his shoulders. "Suit yourself." Soon he was moving through the crowd like a waiter in a fine hotel.